So hey, if you're watching this on the day it comes out, it's my birthday! If not, it probably isn't. I mean, I guess there's a chance you're watching this on August 19th, but the chances are 1 in a million. Well, I guess it's more like 365. Anyway, a question we writers get asked a lot is, where do your ideas come from? This is a very hard question to answer, probably the hardest. I mean, where do any ideas come from? Where did you get the idea to click on this video? Ideas just happen. They're spontaneous. I think it's at this point that most people usually think I'm being sarcastic. I'm not. But after a long time being asked this, I think I finally get it. What people really mean to be asking is, how do you recognize a good idea when it happens? This seems to be more to the point, and seems more in line with what people are trying to find out when they ask this. The truth is, there is no one good idea that makes up any novel or story. Novels are comprised of many good ideas, fit together like puzzle pieces. Let's say, for the purposes of this argument, that there are 3 levels of creative thought. Don't analyze this too much. I'm just trying to make a point. So, the first creative thought is very basic, infantile even. Let's give an example. I want to color that. So you do. Problem solved. The second level of creative thought is with the desire to tell a story. We've all had these, even if you think you haven't. Ever tell your spouse about the hard time waiting in line at the supermarket? Then surprise, you've told a story. Which brings us to the third level, complex stories. This is where novels come from. These are stories that are about more than one thing, more than one idea or puzzle piece. Go back to the supermarket story. No matter how hard you try, that story is not also about the socio-economic nature of our society. Brenda having 11 items in the 10-item line does not high drama make. Let's use a particular popular example. Boiled down to its simplest premise, Carrie is a novel about a girl with telekinetic powers. But that's not all it's about. If it was, it likely wouldn't have been written, and definitely wouldn't have been popular. King himself has said this in On Writing, so don't test me on this. I see a lot of young fiction written from a place of girl with powers, and it goes nowhere fast, and people wonder why. It's not that it's a bad idea, it's just that it's not quite ready yet. See, Carrie is also about bullies. This is fairly topical today, but even that's not it. It's also about the effects of a staunch, zealot religious upbringing. But even that's not it. It's also a first period story. Anyone who spent time in college-level writing classes will have heard a lot of stories from the first period genre. King definitely did. It's a great subset when the writer realizes that it's also about something else, like a coming-of-age story. Writers who start with only one of these ideas or puzzle pieces make some headway when they're writing their novel, but usually run out of steam or interest by the 20,000 word mark. They may then get depressed and think that it's because the idea was bad, or that they just can't write. Neither of this is true. The idea just wasn't ready yet. This has happened to me a few times, the most notable of which can be found online. I dared myself to write a spy novel on my blog 2 years ago, but it went nowhere, because it was just a spy novel. That was the whole idea. I wanted to write a spy novel. And of course, that went nowhere. Then, a few days ago, out of nowhere, 2 other puzzle pieces latched onto it, and now I'm going again, and hopefully to more success. As you develop and use this talent, it becomes easier to make these links and recognize potential ideas. So, where do writers get their ideas? Right here.